What's up? So, I asked a lot of you on Instagram what you wanted to see today. So if this isn't something you want to watch, you should start following me on Instagram at Eyeliner. But I'm gonna make this pretty quick to go in there because this is gonna be kind of a long video and editing takes a while. So we're just gonna jump into it. I asked you guys on Instagram to do a poll in between some kind of ideas that I had going around in my head or ones that people had told me they wanted to see from me. One of those ideas was dog chooses my makeup. You guys weren't that bothered about that one. That's fair enough. I will get indie on the channel again. Don't worry. Another one was how I did my makeup when I was 16 versus when I was 19, and again on Instagram a couple days ago I made you guys pick a specific age and that was what it was about. The one with being 16 is the fact that that was the year that I discovered that I could do things with my eyebrows, which is good, but it is also the year that I discovered how to do my eyebrows. So they are not great. So if you're not on my Instagram, you probably won't know what won, but what won was 16 versus 19 makeup and also the Q&A as well. So I just thought I would combine those together, have a bit of a Q&A. I have some questions that I got from you guys, and if you're inactive and didn't get your question read out in time, be more active. So first I thought that we would start off, I don't have all the products that I used to use when I did my makeup as a 16-year-old. It either expired or I've just lost or thrown away. So I'm home alone again. There seems to be a trend. My Bratz one I was home alone, and now I'm home alone in this one. So maybe this one will do as well as the Bratz one. So when I was 16, for primer, I would use the Benefit Professional. I'm trying to make sure that the exposure doesn't go massively on my face this time, and at least have some content that's good or average. So I'm gonna do a half and half face. This side is gonna be when I was 16 and this side is going to be me currently. So I'm just gonna put this on one side of my face and then we'll be back. You will see me using the Hydrogenous Aloe Water Moisturizer by L'Oreal. I came across this on a limb actually, just randomly in Sainsbury's. I knew I needed to get more moisturizer, and this has actually been brilliant for my makeup. It leaves kind of a tacky consistency on the side of my face, which is quite good to get foundation to stick to. So, and literally one pump of this stuff like fills your whole face, so I'm gonna go and do that. Moving on to foundation, lucky enough for me, I have had my tried and true for years, which is the MAC Studio Fix Foundation in NW13. I have stayed this shade for ages. I've dabbled into different foundations, but I always find myself coming back to this one. But there is a twist on it. When I was 16, I didn't know what these are. Please excuse how dirty this is. I don't look after my life very well. But I didn't know what these were. I used a little sponge in a MAC Powder Foundation Compact Mirror. And if you don't know what those look like, it's literally just a flat little sponge. On this side of my face, I'm gonna be blending it in with one of my cosmetic sponges that I use for my clients, if I can find one. And on this face I will be doing this, so the application might be a little bit different. It's just how I put it on a 16, which can emulate something the same other than using my hand. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on this side with the same foundation but a different applicator. Oh, I have a load of dog hairs on my head. Can you see that? For concealer, I use Tarte Shape Tape. It is in fair beige, okay? I know you don't really care, it's just what I need to do. And then on concealer for the other eye, I didn't. So it's just gonna be this way. I should probably start answering some questions since I've got some here. So, Lenny asks, what would be your dream job or just dream like career in general, excluding makeup? And that's really difficult because there's literally nothing else I want to do. But I've always just wanted to, whether it's makeup or not, I've always wanted to just kind of like own something or like run my own business. I want to have my own makeup company in the end. I want to be an entrepreneur for my own business, and I want to be in control of my job and manage myself and, you know, do it that way. So nothing really, I guess, just like own a business, maybe something fashion related, but nothing really sticks into mind other than makeup. It's just kind of been something that consistently has been something I've wanted to do in my life, so there you go. Vicky asks me, a cut crease or a smoky eye? Why not both? A cut crease, smoky eye. The new, more glam age Bryony is saying a cut crease, but the old emo aesthetic-y Bryony is saying cut crease. I've got more dog hair! So next in my makeup routine, I would use bronzer. But I didn't do bronzer when I was 16, so I'm just gonna do it on this face. If I've gone to one of these locations that Kaylee set me up on and it turns out that I'm now haunted, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Guess we're just gonna set this face normally and leave this face with just foundation and for my face to eventually melt. Sam asks, what is your favorite hair color that I've been and why? That is a tough one. I like all of my different hair colors for different reasons, but I will still give you an answer. I did have Hayley Williams hair for a little bit. I had like red roots and then they were like orange. I'll put a photo up. I had that in college and it was like my favorite hair, but I also know that I could never recreate that because that is the only hair color that has actually been done by a professional. Okay, now that we've powdered, let's answer another question. How do you do your eyebrows and eyeliner by JJ? Funny you ask. I was having a think today whilst I was doing the poll, and lots of people did actually want to see me do an eyebrow and eyeliner tutorial. Lots of people have messaged me about it personally and have just said that for education's sake they really want to see it. If I have to, I will show you on one side of my face, and this will be the tutorial. I will show you how I did my eyebrows now and later in full depth, and my eyeliner. If the angles are shocking, blame yourselves for not letting me get comfortable enough to do it with better camera quality. But you asked for it, so here we go. Eyebrows. So I like to start off with my eyebrows with a spoolie. What I'm gonna do is I am just going to sort this lighting out because that is atrocious. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush my eyebrow hairs upwards. I'm gonna make sure that they're all separated and they're all in place that I want them to be. I'm gonna brush them upwards because it will be easier for me to put product in them and all the hairs are in the straight line and how they should be. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow, and mine is in granite, not ebony like the last time I said it, it's in granite. It is black. I use a Stigma E75 eyebrow brush because you're gonna wanna wet your brush, okay? So whether you do it with setting spray, saliva, sometimes I do it if I'm just doing it on myself. These brushes are my personal brushes and I have different brushes for clients, so I would never lick a client's brush. But you can either add water, setting powder, or your own saliva. It's literally just to refresh the pomade which is inside here, or you can just use any type of face oil. I tried a CBD oil in it and it just didn't work, so I must spray it. Doesn't need to be too wet, otherwise the consistency will be wrong. We are going to slide some product onto the brush until we feel like we have an average amount. And I'm just gonna brush any excess on the side of it. I just realized you couldn't see any of that. I'm so sorry, but anyway. Okay. Next, we're gonna make sure we have our brush, and we're gonna start under here. We never want to start over here because I always make sure that my eyebrows have a fade in them. And lots of people ask me how I do the fade, and I'm gonna show you how to do that too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from around here. You see that line? So I've still got about half of this brow here, and this is basically just gonna build the shape. When I go from here, I'm starting at the bottom and I'm gonna stop to where my tail starts here and do the exact same thing, but mimicking it on the top of my brow to meet here. So now that we've made that first initial shape, and I know my eyebrows are gonna look really weird until they're done, but you can even see me doing expressions about how it's moving with my eyebrow. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect this part of the eyebrow here, and we're gonna create the tail. Thankfully for me, I don't have much of a tail, and I usually do pluck or shave them off because it's just easier for me. I'm just gonna create a line which is continuing off this one and just the natural curvature. I quite like my eyebrows to go outwards like that slightly, so it gives me more space on there, and it just kind of makes it look a little bit more defined and a little bit more sultry, I feel, with bringing everything kind of upwards. So I'm going to show you what I mean. In this part, just this part, we're not going to touch the front here yet. We're going to fill this in, and then all together we're going to create a wing. So as you can see there, we've connected it. It's starting to look more like an eyebrow. Now all you have to do is just draw straight on how long you want your tail to be and what you want to do. I don't have to worry too much about making it mimicking this eyebrow today, because obviously it's going to be a totally different shape and a totally different type of eyebrow. So I can literally just go wild on this one. But if you try to remember the curvature in which you did your arch, it is a lot easier to make sure that your tails match. If you kind of see it how you want your eyeliner to go, I feel like eyeliner should connect to the area in which your eyebrow should sit. So that's not to say that your eyebrow wing should go all the way down here, but it should kind of go into line in which your natural curvatures in your face will make it look. So we're going to start doing that. Basically, the shape I want. I like them to stop again in the curvature of my eye naturally. So if we're seeing it like this is where my arch should be, this is where my tail should end, and this is where my eyebrow should start. Just where that is there, just here is where you want to finish your fade. Don't add any more product onto your brush, all right? And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fill it in. It might be a little dry at this point, but that's fine. All we're trying to do is just disperse it around the eyebrow. Try not to do as hard a brush strokes as you would be doing around this area here to try to create a harsh line and define the brow. This is more about shading. If you're painting, if you're drawing, you don't stab down hard when you want something to shade. You're nice, it's smooth, and it's quick stroke actions. It's the exact same as eyebrows. I really hope this is helping a lot of my artistic friends. So we're literally touching the skin with the brush and just dragging it ever so slightly back into the original brow. We're not doing this way, we're not going up, we're going this way. If people do their eyebrows differently, that's what they do, but you guys asked me for my eyebrow tutorial, and this is how I do my eyebrows. So we're just very slowly, very carefully gonna be bringing it from there into kind of around this area here, as I said, with the brush is which it should normally stop, and then we'll continue. As long as you understand your weight of your hand and how much that affects makeup, you can pretty much do anything. So if you want to stop here, this is a good enough place to stop with an eyebrow. Let's say you're rushing. Lines are clean, everything's fine, it's distinguishably an eyebrow, but if you're me and you'd like to just make it a little bit more defined and add a little bit more highlights to your face, we're going to add some concealer. And I'm also going to be using a small detailer brush by Real Techniques. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to coat the brush into some concealer. I'm going to start in the exact same place that I started beforehand. I'm just going to draw along the line of this one and clearing up any lines that I feel don't work into each other. So at this part of your eyebrows, you don't have to do anything. Let the brush do all the work. Just pop it on the side of your face like this, even holding it in this manner. So you have your two front fingers here, your thumb and your index finger around it. Your middle finger, just, I'm not swearing at you, but I'm holding it there, and it just keeps it nice and still. Let the brush do the work. And that's how you get a sharp end of a brow. I'm just gonna blend it downwards so it blends nicely into my skin, giving more of a highlight on my brow bone to make it look a little bit more defined. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little bit of concealer and I'm gonna go even over the invisible lines of that in just a second, because we're gonna go back in with our spoolie. If you want a proper faded effect, if this is fine with you, just the gradient of the color, then stop here. But if you want more of a natural faded effect, you're gonna get your spoolie and you're gonna brush the hairs at the front back into the brow. So you're distributing product in front of it, but it's in a way in which it isn't shoving it everywhere, if you know what I mean. It's very, very subtle, and it works really well. Ta-da. And that is how I do my eyebrows. That is it, that is all I do. There's not 1,000,001 products, so there you go, you can shut the fuck up about it. This is a brand new eyebrow. We're going to do my eyebrows how I used to do them when I was 16. I do not have the exact same palette because it is a Kat Von D palette, and that is now blasphemous in this house, so it is back in my house in Farnborough, and I'm not going to go all the way back to Farnborough to go and get a palette. It was essentially a warm toned brown, almost gingery, because if you didn't know, I'm naturally ginger. I haven't used this in a while. It's brown here, which is pretty much the same color that I use to do my eyebrows. Now, I didn't have an eyebrow brush until I was at least 17 or 18, but until the time that I did, I basically used any type of small brush to assist me. I actually used this one for eyebrows for a while. It's not good, but I'm basically going to show you what I did. We're literally just going to tap it like this, alright? Gonna give it a blow. I didn't do anything with these eyebrows. I will mush them up for the sake of, because my eyebrows were. And I used to never pluck my eyebrows, so my eyebrows do have a natural shape, but I will try to go for the shape in which I remember them being. I'm going to show you a comparison photo from what I was going off. Oh yeah, that was it. It was literally going into here. Ooh, bloody hell, James, I'm sorry. Pretty sure it was a lot closer, but as I said, I have plucked a lot of hair there, so it just kind of is hard to go out of the habit of staying in between your brows, but I think this is a pretty good representation of what my eyebrows used to look like. Next, I prime my eyelids. I prime my eyelids nowadays with, again, more heart-shaped tape. I just use a finger. It's going to grab the Blood Sugar palette by Jeffree Star, and I'm going to be using Glucose, which is the bright white shade here. As you can see, I've used quite a lot of it, and we are just going to pack that on top to set that. And with this eye, I used to use, did I use anything? I don't think I primed my eyes with anything on this eye, to be honest. I didn't really get what primers were at the time except for Professional. So I might have put Professional on my eye. No. This is the Stay Don't Stray Light / Medium Shadow Stay Put Concealer Don't Stray. So this is for people with a light skin tone, or medium. Come again? Oh, we're just gonna put this on this eye. So, like, thick. And it's leaving like a really weird shadow on my eye. It's refusing to blend properly. It's just not very nice, and it's actually made my eyelids look a lot more wrinkly than this one. So I'm just going to show you a look that I would always do when I was 16. I thought that it was absolutely bulletproof. It was not. So the main shades that I would use are Safe Word and Dominatrix. And this is how I would do it. I want to start off with this eye first, just so I can show you that I have got better. Go straight in with Dominatrix. So next I would put Safe Word, which is this kind of nude color in the middle, to create almost, I don't know what I tried to do, kind of like a cut crease type thing. I don't know. And I would never really touch the underneath of my eyes. So this was kind of it. See, normally the look that I would do would be a blue look, but you guys have already seen a blue look on this channel, so I feel like I want to stay away from that. So I'm thinking maybe something vampy and dark. So I'm gonna go in with Raspberry, which is this shade here in the Jawbreaker palette. Chuck that on, see how I feel about it. Put a white eyeshadow just in the top parts of here to give it that more definition and to give it that blended effect. It's just more natural than just leaving the color there. And also when you want to apply a highlight on top, it just gives it a nice thing to grab on at the top. It just makes it a little bit softer. I'm going to do a cheeky little cut crease using Drug Lord by Jeffree Star. It is my favourite thing to use for cut creases. It is already white by nature, and it's very thick as well because it is supposed to be a liquid lipstick, but these are eye safe, so you can use them for eye art and cut creases. I use a MAC brush for this, and I don't know where the fuck it went. I use a MAC 574 SE brush. The product in there, we're going to be quite generous with this because cut creases are a pain in the dick. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off over here. Start off in the inner corner where you want it to start. With I like to have winged eyeliner going down here and up here, so that's why I give the impression, and it also makes your eyes look bigger. Makes them look a little bit fuller when you put white around your eyes. So we're just going to think about the shape, and I like to dab it on. I don't like to spread, even though it is very satisfying to watch people do that. I feel like you get more control if you dab it on, especially with a circular rounded brush, a flat brush essentially. Now that we've done the cut crease, I'm now just going to pack a white eyeshadow on top of it to set it, and then we're going to continue with the look. We're going to go back in with Raspberry just over here to create definition. So that is essentially the eyeshadow done. All I'm going to do is get Raspberry again, put it under my lash line, smoke it out, and then I'm going to show you how to do eyeliner. It is the moment in which not only some new friends, but old friends, maybe even family members, have pondered. I've been asked this question for years, ever since I first picked one up, ever since I first applied it to my face, ever since I started makeup. There has been one question which has been given to me every time. And that question is, how do you do your eyeliner? Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, I am finally going to be filming it on camera for you and giving you the lifelong secret of 19 years, probably less than that, let's say 9 years, of how I do my eyeliner. Now, this information is sacred. I didn't spend all these years trying to perfect the art to give it to you guys for free. No. For this, you need to make sure that you recreate it and show me you doing winged eyeliner. Even if you don't do it normally, this is my challenge to you. I want you to try and recreate a wing, because the moment you do it, the moment you're learning and the moment you are already getting to being better. So, I don't want to hear no bullshit about I can't do winged eyeliner, my eye shape isn't perfect for winged eyeliner. Every eye shape is perfect for anything. Makeup has no rules. If you want to do winged eyeliner, then you can fucking do winged eyeliner. It doesn't matter if you've got hooded eyelids or if you've got big old fucking eyelids like I do. Anyone can wear winged eyeliner. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, but let's get started. I use the Super Cat eyeliner by Soap & Glory. This is what I swear by. I have tried Kat Von D. I have tried all these different ones. This one is the one. So it is a pen. I don't like using gels at all. I enjoy using pens. I've been using pens for years. So we can go into it. When I start my eyeliner, I like to start with my eyeliner tool pointing downwards like this. And I will place it upon the bottom part of my eye, where the top bit of my eyelid connects with my tear duct. We are going to draw our first line from there, going up, and we're going to get it to meet the same line in which my eyeshadow and my eyebrow sit. So I'll show you. That is a fairly good line in which I want to go off. It is at the end of my eyeshadow and it is meeting on the same line as my eyebrow. I will then start my eyeshadow along the top bit of my lash line here, okay? We're going to make sure that that's properly on the lash line, and we're going to make sure that there isn't a divot going over. We want it to look straight and we just want a wing. We will then put the initial line of eyeliner on it afterwards. Don't connect it all the way there. Connect it a quarter of the way done, so it gives it that nice thin line from the first initial thing. You can also clean it up with concealer if it isn't the shape or sharpness as you want to. Now that we've got a wing that we're pretty happy with, we're just gonna fill it in. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow this line here and go upwards and connect it all so it's on one level. I hate it when I see that winged eyeliner that stops at the base here starts again over here and just creates a line. We're gonna try and avoid that curvature at the top there. I want it to be more sultry than opening my eye up. I already have the cut crease to open my eyes up a little bit more. I don't need the eyeliner to do it as well. So that is how I do my eyeliner now. It's very thin, it's very on fleek as I get told, and now I'm gonna show you how I used to do my eyeliner when I was 16. Let me show you a photo of what they used to look like. So now you can understand that I'm gonna have a bit of trouble. I'm gonna try my hardest. It was a lot thicker. I didn't really do this a lot of the time, or if I did, it was terrible. So pray for me. Let's see how we go. Was basically what my eyeliner was like. Don't get me wrong, it is not bad. I have never thought that my eyeliner has been bad. It's just gone through phases. This is a little bit more natural than this one, but I prefer this one anyway. As you can tell, it's a little short, it's a little stumpy, it's a little bit messier, but I was trying to use the same techniques that I used to use when I was 16. But that is eyeliner done. Now stop asking me. JJ asks, what is one of my favorite brands to work with? And surprisingly, I'm not gonna say Jeffree Star because I say them a lot. That I really like working with at the moment is, I would probably say Morphe. I've bought quite a lot of Morphe products recently and they've all been working really well. Of course, the James Charles palette is a given. The Continuous Setting Mist by Morphe, I never want to get another setting spray in my life. It is just very nice. I've put it on friends that don't wear makeup and even they've complimented the fact of how nice it feels, especially in the hot weather. Everything that I've got from them has never failed me. That's probably because I didn't get anything from the Jacqueline launch, but what can you do? Next, I guess, is lashes. So one thing that I did used to do when I was 16 quite a lot is I also still curled my eyelashes, thank God, because my eyelashes are tiny. I didn't start using fake eyelashes until I was 18. So this eye's gonna just be like this, and this eye's gonna have a little bit more drama. So let me just curl these lashes, throw some mascara on, and put some lashes on. I'm gonna be using Soap & Glory's Thick and Fast False Extension Effect Mascara. JJ also asks, what are my views on Jeffree Star? Well, JJ, I believe that Jeffree Star not only is a good brand maker, and you know, I kind of feel like he's okay, but I don't see the massive deal about everything obsessed with him wise. I just feel like a lot of it is kind of over the top. I don't really get why people go so crazy about his products. I feel like they could definitely have some improvement, especially packaging wise. I just don't really see myself really going that way about it. As I would say, like, I know that he has released some good things, but at the same time, I'm just not that much of a fan. I have just like a few items that belong to him, only because so many people have told me that I just need to get some of his stuff. So that is exactly what I did. And now the obsession won't stop. JJ, what did you expect me to say about Jeffree Star? I'm gonna put another layer of mascara on these eyelashes. There we go. Doesn't really do much, just makes them clumpy and gross. Cool. So I am going to then start it on this eye as well. I'm going to do a nice coat of mascara, and then I'm going to put a lash on, and then we're going to continue. So today I am using the lash style in Aurora by Doll Beauty. I have one last question, and it is, how are you finding exploring? So if you didn't know, I have been helping my friend Kaylee Colston on her Explore channel, which I will link down here since I'm speaking about it. It is an Explore channel that my friend Kaylee has, and I am lucky enough to be part of the team of that. I will link everything down below to the YouTube channel, and you should seriously check them out. She's releasing videos, I would say, like twice a week at this point, which is sick for her. She needs followers, she needs to grow. She is almost overpassing me, which is insane considering she's had her account for, I'd say, less than a month, and I've had mine for over 3 months. She posts a lot more than I do, so it's nothing out of saltiness, but you should definitely go over there, subscribe, and you'll see my face popping up there as well. In terms of how I'm finding it, it's actually a lot of fun, because although you are filming and you are, you know, acting a specific way to be appropriate with some of the locations that we've been in, a lot of the time it's just good to spend some time with some friends. Kaylee and Sam were some friends of mine, and I never really got to see them that much after I left college, so it's quite nice to rekindle with people, and with my friend Kathy as well, who I don't really get to see anymore. Obviously life gets in the way, people go to uni, people get jobs, people just go down different paths in life, and that's just what happens. So I'm really enjoying it. A lot of the spookier stuff, although I am shit scared, like, I do really enjoy it. And I think everyone should explore. I think everyone should have that opportunity to just go out there and have fun, because I am enjoying it immensely. We're gonna go on to highlighting. Side of my face, I did actually highlight. That was something that I did do, but I used an eyeshadow shade in a Kat Von D palette, so we ain't gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna use a palette with a metallic silver in it. We are going to be using the shade Divine. This is very, very similar to the colour in the Kat Von D palette. Not trying to say that they have the same colours at all, but in the sense of it. And the thing is everyone would ask me where I got my highlighter from, because it was blinding. But it was blinding in the way in which it was so bright, it was leaving a dark cast on my skin here. So in the light, it looked gorgeous, but in anywhere that had shading or dark, it looked so out of whack. So I don't want to use my regular highlight brush for this, because that's not what I used to use. I used to use this little guy here, and I'm just gonna dip into this shade. Hope it picks up a little bit, and we're just gonna distribute it. Oh yeah. So you can see how pigmented the glow is, but if I stand back here, you can see that there is an overshadow. It is an overshadow, and essentially what that means is the actual pigment of it is too dark for my skin tone and should not be used as a highlight. It is pretty and it's sparkly, but it's wrong because it looks grey, and that's not what you want from a highlighter. So I'm going to try and do that on one side of my nose and above my brow bone, because that's where I used to highlight. And I also used to highlight on my cupid's bow. So I'm going to do half my cupid's bows too. Okay, Now for highlight I do nowadays is just Ice Cold by Jeffree Star. It is my go-to one. I use it in pretty much all the videos, so we're just going to apply it like I would normally. As we can see, that's more of a glow. It's more subtle, flex on the light. This one is a lot darker. You can see the difference there? Lighter, darker. Thank you for coming for my TED Talk. Next is lips, and I didn't really do much for lipstick. I owned one Lime Crime lipstick, and before people start telling me, I know that my name on here is very close to Lime Crime. I'm not copying anything Lime Crime is doing. This is Liner Crime. This is because I've always been known for my eyeliner, and because crime and mystery and horrors is something I'm really into, and it just had a little bit of a ring to it, so that's why I'm called Liner Crime. So I didn't really do much for lipstick. I had like a MAC lipstick that I was use like very occasionally, and then I had like a fake Jeffree Star unicorn blood, but as I said, it was fake. I didn't even wear lipstick to prom when I was 16, so I'm not wearing lipstick today, but I do wear a nude lip on this one, so let me just grab one. Let's go in with Fully Nude from the new summer collection. I haven't used this properly on here yet, so let's do it. So that is the lipstick done. I like to overdraw a little bit on my lips, not too much, a little bit underneath there to give them a little bit more of a plump effect, and just a little bit up the top there. This is done. This is the difference between makeup I do now versus makeup I did then. And all we need to do now is set it in with some setting spray. I've started using techniques like using a different eyebrow product rather than a powder. It is a lot more defined. My base is a lot nicer. I have some warmth in my face from the bronzer and a correct highlight that makes my skin glowy and luminous, but not too much. The eyeshadow I'm using is a very pigmented, bright color used with a simple white half-cut crease and a very strong wing and a pair of wispy lashes, again by Doll Beauty. I use a lot of nude lipsticks now, and I make sure that I try to do a lipstick with every color of shadow or anything that I do. And I'm quite happy with how I do my makeup at the moment. I know that there's a lot of things that I could do to improve, but as you can see, there has been improvement over the years. On this side, you can see that my eyebrows could use some work. They're very long, they don't really have much of a story, they're just kind of on my face. Kind of using the weird murky brown colors and mixing them in is fine. It is a nice kind of normal look. It's not as blended as I like it to be. And obviously the wing could use some improvement, but at the same time, it is not the worst. I have seen a lot more worse wings. My eyelashes are terrible though. I don't know why I ever did that to them and why I didn't just learn how to put on fake eyelashes straight away. As you can tell, there isn't much definition going on in my face at all. This side of my face is very kinda clean, nice, and this side of my face is kind of just feeling a little bit more meh. Hasn't been powdered down, still kind of shiny. The highlight is a lot, so that's your judgment. Thank you guys so much for sending me these questions and polling on my Instagram to give me these ideas. I hope this is what you wanted it to be and you finally got your eyebrow and eyeliner tutorial. You're welcome. If there is anything else you want to see from me at all, please make sure that you DM me at Liner Crime or just write it down below in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell button, like, comment. What else do I need to beg you guys to do? All of my links on where to find me will be in the description on Instagram and here on YouTube. I've got some really cool ideas coming up in the future, including animals, friends, deconstruction, and a lot of more craziness to come. you are not following me on Instagram, or even if you are following me on Instagram, keep your eyes peeled, because something really exciting is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks, and that's all I can really say about it. But I am so proud of it. I cannot wait to show you guys what I've been working on. I've been working with a creator who I love and support and think are amazing themselves, and that's all I'm gonna say. And we're making something really cool for you guys, and I'm really proud of, you know, the work that we've both done for this project, and it's some of my best work to this date. So thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me, even though that I'm not very good at this whole YouTube thing. Please let me know what you want to see now that I have done the eyebrow and eyeliner tutorial. There is probably nothing more that you want to see from me, but if there is, please make sure that you leave me a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for staying here, and bye.